What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to take a look at Gilgamesh and PvE. I know, he's pretty much a PvP character, but my Gilgamesh is still at level 60. I still got to get his potential realized before I can transcend him, and I honestly don't even have the materials to transcend him at this point. But the character does cost you 4,400 crystals through the epic quest, which is kind of a bummer, but is he worth it or not? Well, I mean, if you're a PvP player, I would say, yeah, he's absolutely worth it. He's pretty much a monster, but he really will need his uniform if you really want him to excel in PvE or PvP, especially PvP, right? Because they did some changes to this character from his base kit to his uniform. But as far as his base kit, I mean, he does have a great kit, honestly, man. You know, he's immune to mind damage. He's got the decreased basic damage received by 45%, which is just insane. He's got the ignore iframe in his base kit that's on a 3-second cooldown. That's awesome. He got stun. He has a damage accumulation based on damage you deal on his third skill, but it's not a very good damage accumulation, 0.7%, and it only lasts for 4 seconds with 4 seconds of invincibility. It does have fracture on it, which is really nice for PvP, but honestly, man, accumulation that only lasts for 4 seconds is kind of trash. It's not really that great. And then the fourth skill does give him a 30% attack buff and a critical rate buff by 20%, which is nice, and it is a tap and charge skill. And then his fifth skill gives him 5 seconds of immunity with an all defense down that goes up to 50%, which is pretty nice. Something to note about Gilgamesh is he's an Eternal that doesn't have the leadership tag. He has no leadership tag at all. You guys can look at the stats. My ignore defense is pretty much about maxed out. Critical damage zone only 186%. So he's far from an optimal build at all. He's got 17,000 physical attack. He has no Urus on him, right? Level 20 gears, level 60 character. But if you go down a little bit more to his passive, he does have this sweet little passive here that does give him super armor and all defenses by 10%. And then, of course, when he reaches below 99% HP, he gets a 4% recovery of HP heal, which is pretty damn sweet. And even in his awakened skill, which is OP, he gets a 40% recovery of max HP. That is nuts. And he has the paralysis, which will work on regular world boss, incapacitation, fracture. Pretty much when he does his awakened skill in PvP, he's pretty much going to murder. And then his leadership gives increased all basic defense by 50%. Now, when you take a look at the uniform made a few changes on this character. They changed his passive, his 3 and his 5. His passive, they changed the 4% to 6%, so you have a much better heal in his uniform, not to mention the extra stats. You can actually gain HP from the uniform stats on top of that. And then on his third skill, they kept the 4 seconds of invincibility, but they also gave him a remove all debuff, massive for PvP. And they gave him a damage accumulation based on the damage you take. Now, normally I don't like this kind of accumulation, but for PvP, it's a pretty damn good thing because you're pretty much frontal assaulting all of the opponents. They're going to be attacking you. They're going to be doing damage to you. So you're going to take damage, therefore deal a lot more damage. And with this guy's tankiness and with his heals, the survivability that he has, the decreased basic damage received, this is actually really good for him. And then the fifth skill gives him the 35% recovery of max HP heal. So in the uniform, he gets the 6% heal. He'll have the heal from the awakened skill, and he gets this insane 35% recovery of max HP heal on his fifth skill. I mean, he's an insane survivability monster. He still has the 5 seconds of immunity, but he also has a damage proc on this skill, which is pretty cool. And he also has an increased basic all attack by 120%. And this, honestly, like for PvE, that's insane. Well, really, having all the heals is really good for PvE too, because it increases his survivability. But I mean, he's a PvP character. He is, for sure. But you gotta say, I mean, you look at this, you think, well, I mean, he can't be too bad in PvE, and he's not. And in this uniform, he's actually quite strong. And then the uniform effect that applies to all eternal allies increases all basic damage defenses, or all basic defenses by 35%, and decreases chain hit damage by 15% when attacked. So he's actually decreasing the amount of damage that they're actually doing to the Eternals, and then he has a decreased damage received from reflected effects by 80%. And this applies to all Eternals, guys. I mean, even with Cersei on the team, the decreased damage received from supervillains, the extra increased attack by 30% would be pretty freaking nice, man. Wow, 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 wow. Now, the thing about Gilgamesh and PvE, and the reason he's kind of funky is because, he's got an attack buff on his fourth skill, and this goes for his uniform or his base kit, but he doesn't get it immediately. Like, you don't get the attack buff immediately. I kind of swindled. I need to be a little closer. You got to let him bring his fists down and hit the ground for his fourth skill to actually enact the attack buff. There it is. So there's that attack buff. You got to let him hit the ground. If you don't, you won't get the attack buff. And a lot of times that damn thing will set up the proc as far as PvE. Now again, this guy is going to be pretty much a PvP character, so you really don't have to worry about this if you're building for PvP. But if you're building for PvE, you do have to worry about it. He does have the accumulation that only lasts for 4 seconds, which is just kind of a bummer. And you do got all this residual damage, but I really find that I do more damage when I actually land the proc on the 5th skill. I seem to be doing more damage whenever I do that. And because he only has 4 seconds of accumulation, you pretty much hit it. And you got to let him kind of do a hit to get the accumulation, right? You got to let him do a hit. Because if you just cancel this skill immediately, well, no, you still get the accumulation. I mean, it happens so fast, you pretty much get... Yeah, you'll get the accumulation right here. Yeah, so you'll be pretty much good to go. Now, if you try to use the 4 before that to get the attack buff from the 4, along with the attack buff on the 5, you will trigger the proc more than likely with the 4. So what I like to do is I like to go 3, 5, and then when there's about 2 or 3 seconds left on the 5th skill, I'll go ahead and hit the 4, and then I'll cancel back into the 3, and then go back into the 5. That way I get the attack buff from the 4. The attack buff only lasts for about 6 seconds, and when it comes to playing the uniform, it's pretty much the same thing. Let's click on the uniform here. Now the difference is you need to accumulate damage. So in his uniform, so what I try to do is I try to hit the 3, get the damage accumulated based on the damage you take, but he goes into an iframe, right? Now he's like not in an iframe, and he actually can take damage and do a lot of damage. And just like the rotation with the base kit, I do the same thing. I'll hit the 4th skill. He's got to hit his hand down to get the attack buff, and I'll hit it when there's about 2 or 3 seconds left on the 5th skill. And that seems to do the most damage. With the uniform, he is going to be way better, whether it's going to be for PvE or PvP, I guarantee it. We just have a stage 5 Power Angry Hulk set. Remember, this is pretty much a base crap build. We got a critical rate, critical damage obelisk with 140% damage prop. And then, of course, this is no uniform. So I'll show you guys what he can do against Proxima here. I don't want to get the clear. I'm actually saving my world boss runs. Now, we're going to use Cersei, and this is something that's pretty awesome about the Eternals, right? Is, we got Nick Fury, right, for the leadership, and we got him for the damage to supervillains. But Cersei's pretty damn awesome because, 1, remove all debuff, and the 30% increase to all attack, and the decreased damage from supervillains, and increase to supervillains by 30%, which is awesome, making him even tankier against someone like Proxima. And since he already has all those insane heals, and he already has the 45% decreased damage received, we'll go ahead and try this without any strikers, just to see how well he can do. Now remember, we only got the damage accumulation for 4 seconds from his 3rd skill. I'm going to go ahead and get this attack buff here. There we go. And we're going to wait. Go back in the 5th skill. And we died. So, I mean, yeah. The thing about Proxima's is she has penetration, right? So even though we had immunity up, she still penetrated right through that and done a ton of damage to us, which didn't feel good. That didn't feel good at all. So, and remember, guys, level 60 characters, I mean, they can die pretty damn easy, in all honesty. So we'll go ahead and put in Venom here just for a little extra survivability. And we don't have to worry about this all defense down from Venom because it goes up to 50%, just like Gilgamesh's. So we don't have to worry about the all defense downs counteracting each other. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. And this is kind of the thing, you're just kind of in front of a old girl. Okay. Come on. There's that 5th skill. Oh, 5th skill. There we go. And you see, Proxima kind of jumped away, and that really hurt us. There we go. Where's my proc? So my proc didn't trigger till way late. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, he can die pretty easy, honestly, guys, at level 60. That penetration is just mean, right? It just murders you. I mean, obviously, if he had his awakened skill, he'd be a lot stronger. So let's try it one more time. Here. I mean, even with Cersei's decreased damage received from supervillains and the decreased damage received that he has in his passive, wow, he can still get one-shot pretty easy. But I mean, level 60 character, this is kind of what happens, and kind of the thing that sucks about testing tier 2 characters. I mean, we're at a point in the game right now where they really do need to be awakened You see the damage right there, right? Come on, come on. There's the 5. I'm trying to keep him alive. Fifth skill, fifth skill, fifth skill. It sucks that he only has the accumulation for 4 seconds. There we go, there we go. Okay, get out of there, 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 get out of there. Come on, run around, run around. Fifth skill, there we go. And there, Proxima kind of ran away from us. And that really, really screwed us as far as doing damage to her, man. Our skill got completely interrupted. Oh, man, that really sucked. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, man, our proc is coming way, 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 way late. Come on, come on. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't. Okay. So it took about 1 minute to get down to the middle of the 11th bar. Now let's see what he does with the uniform so you guys can see the damage difference. And now we got a better heal also, right? That's something else to keep in mind. We still have a really good heal, and our all defense sounds the same. So again, we don't have to worry about Venom's all defense sound counteracting with ours. Now, sometimes the proc will trigger on the 3rd skill. It did there, but I mean, look at that damage, guys. Look at that damage. Fifth skill, fifth skill, fifth skill, fifth skill. Oh my God! And see, she just jumped away, which kind of sucked, right? And there, she jumped away again. So this is kind of the thing here that really sucks. But as you guys can see, whenever he hits, he hits like a damn truck. And there again, you know, Proxima's kind of jumping around. This is kind of always a thing with Proxima, is she moves around a lot. And there our proc didn't even land. So, I mean, you guys can see that we did this. We got down in the middle of the 11th bar in about 48 seconds, right? It's way faster, but honestly, he can do way better than this. I've actually done this in like 30 seconds. You saw how many times Proxima kind of jumped around and moved away from him. And that always creates all these extra variables as far as how much damage you're doing. But in the uniform, he's way stronger. You know, he's got that extra 120% to his attack on his 5th skill. He's got the damage proc on his 5th skill by 50%. These things make a big, big difference in his damage. And just think how that's going to be in PvP as well. In PvP, you know, his uniform effect, along with the decreased basic damage received, along with the higher heal, along with the 35% recovery on the 5th skill, and all this extra damage that he's going to have in this uniform, along with all the extra uniform stats that you're going to get, the uniform is absolutely going to be worth buying. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to see if we can do a little bit better, because honestly, he can do that faster than that. He really can. Like I said, I've done it in like 30 seconds. That wasn't good, but I mean, Proxima's all jumping around all over the place, and she can really be a pain sometimes. I'll give it one more try here. Give it one more try. I mean, look at that damage, guys. Look at that damage. And it's nice that he goes into an iframe there, because when he goes into an iframe, he's not taking any damage from her. Come on, come on. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Now look at that. See what I mean? That was 30 seconds. That was a much better run because Proxima wasn't jumping around all over the place. That is an insane difference in the amount of damage that this character does with or without his uniform. That's an insane difference. You're talking massively stronger in the uniform. And that's really the point of this video. I'm just trying to showcase that the uniform is a must buy if you really want this character to shine, whether it's going to be in PvE or PvP. You really are going to want this thing because his base kit it's okay. But honestly, 4 seconds of damage accumulation is wacky. It's not that great. And plus in his base kit, whenever he does his 5th skill, he is not in an iframe. So for all you newer players, if you're playing with Gilgamesh and you're trying to use this character, his 5th skill, like what you saw earlier against Proxima, because of her penetration, she just pretty much murders him because he's just sitting there stationary right in front of them. He doesn't go into a little bit of an iframe, and along with that heal that he has, he just heals up a tremendous amount. And plus, in the new uniform, he's got the extra 35% recovery on top of that on that fifth skill, right? So he doesn't take damage during that iframe, and he also revives a whole lot more. Well, heals up a whole lot more in his uniform. The uniform is just a whole lot better all around, you know, whether it's PvE, PvP, and I really think it's worth buying. The base kit, honestly, it's okay, but it's not really that great. They definitely made the character to where you're going to want to buy the uniform, and we all know Netmarvel's tactics. This is what they always do. I mean, they're going to have, you know, the base kit, and then they always give us a uniform that's, you know, either a little bit better or, in Gilgamesh's case, a lot better. And that's the thing, you know, and right now uniforms are 50% off, but I mean, if you want, you can always wait till Black Friday, buy you some cheaper crystals if you plan on making some purchases on Black Friday, and just buy the uniform then because it'll be 50% off then, or you could buy it now if you really want. The uniform really is a must buy, in my opinion, if you want Gilgamesh to really shine. And again, whether it's in PvE or PvP. So let me know how y'all feeling about Gilgamesh. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.